Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. This is the 4th laundry video I'm doing tonight. And I'm going to bed. All right. I don't even know what I was talking about. So a laundry video, in case you're new, in case you somehow fucking stumbled upon number 4, is basically a train of thought video. I answer questions, think about or talk about things that are on the top of my mind. Let's see. So let's go back. So I answered. So the last video was about the Jvlogging drama. I badmouth some people. Okay, next question or next topic I'd like to talk about is Harvey Weinstein arrested. The Me Too movement. Yes. Okay, so I'll keep it short. Yes, it's important, but there's a lot of bullshit happening too. Like when Matt Damon said, "There's a difference between grabbing someone's ass and raping them," and then Minnie Driver says, "You have no right to tell us how we should feel." You know, fuck that. That's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's common sense. I think I guess that's something called millennials. I don't understand. But there's another example is that there's some 30-year-old guy who's apparently I guess he had a kid and he lost custody of the kid, but all this time he's been living with his parents. And they're like, "Well, you lost custody of the kid, so get out." I don't know, but either way, he was living with his parents and he got evicted. And the parents had to actually sue to get him kicked out, and the parents won the case. And I think that's fucked up. You know, it's a weird situation because, like back in the old days, men have this pressure to be a man. You got to be a man. You got to step up. You know, and you got to do what's required of you. And sometimes that's unfair. Why should the man pay more, for example? Men are expected to work hard and provide for the family. Women are not. I mean, there's tons of examples of that shit. But come on. Fucking fend for yourself. You know, you're living with your parents for years. And this 30-year-old guy had long hair. I'm sorry, you know. Hey, here's the thing you guys don't know about me. I had long hair too, really long hair, like that long. Okay, I had a mohawk. Okay, I've had earring. I never had a nose pierce or anything, or nipple pierce. Doing nipple pierces, never even. Don't find the nipples to be that interesting to touch. Yeah, don't want anything really touching them. Though at the same time, I think it's kind of hilarious when I hear about like marathon runners. They have to get like these nipple guards because their nipples bleed because the t-shirt's been rubbing against their nipples for like 42 kilometers. Yeah, I think that's fucked up too. Anyway, I completely lost my train of thought. What the hell? What was I talking about? This guy doesn't want to move out of his parents' house, so he fought it. I'm sorry, you're a fucking loser, dude. Get the fuck out of your house. You've had time. Now, again, but here's the other thing. Why the fuck is this even on TV? Why are we listening? Why are we hearing about this? It's on CNN. I don't know, CNN or Fox or whatever. But it's on Yahoo News, you know. 30-year-old, like really? Like there's no more tragedies in America than the 30-year-old who has to get kicked out of his house, his middle-class parents' house. That's our tragedy here. That's just ridiculous. That's a white first world. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say white world. I'm sexist. I'm racist. That's a first world problem. Like really, who the fuck cares about that? Why is that in the news? So I resent the news for feeding us this distracting bullshit. People misbehaving. Oh my god. A little side note about misbehaving. In the last video I mentioned Kanadajin3. And I'd heard someone, the only reason I mentioned this is someone wrote on my video yesterday, they said, so Kanadajin3 came to Japan, she learned nothing, she went back to Canada, having learned nothing. And I thought, she went back to Canada? I was surprised because my impression of her was that she was super in love with Japan. So I watched her last video, and it was interesting from the whatever, not from the point of view of someone who's not a big fan, but from the point of view of someone who just has common sense. I mean, and who's taught language. So here's the point: her English sucks so bad that it wasn't like I was like I was incredulous. I believe that the way she was speaking, like she speaks English really terribly, and it wasn't like I was like disbelieving that. It was more like, oh shit, come on, man. It was more like I was thinking to myself, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Hulk? That you would speak English so badly. I don't get it. I honestly could not understand why her English sucked. I mean, it was pretty bad. And you should watch her last video. You know, that aside, her videos are fine. They're not very interesting. They're not extremely uninteresting either. I will tell you that, as I mentioned in the last video, there was an incident a few years ago in which she allegedly trolled Rachel and June. And I don't give a shit about this anymore. Okay? And accused them, said things like, oh, you're only married to June for his visa, or shit like that. And Rachel and June got really upset, and they made a video responding to it, and it became a big scandal, and it basically tore the Jvlogging community apart. Oh my god! And people had to pick sides, and most everyone picked Rachel and June's side, including yours truly. Yours truly equals me, by the way. And but you know, looking back on that, I still think all that information, everything said back then, was true. As in, Kanadajin3 was just a real bitch to Rachel and June. And I didn't believe her denial video at all. You know, I just don't believe it. But who cares? Because to be fair, I also didn't care. I didn't think her accusations. I mean, I didn't think what she did was actually that bad. More than her actions, I was annoyed by her denials. I think a person should be honest. That's all. Yeah. So, the interesting thing about her recently is that she erased all her videos. And they were making her a lot of money. And this collides with my perception of her, which is a shallow, fake person. But if you were actually a shallow, fake person, you would have held on to those videos. Now, apparently she became Muslim, and that had something to do with her humility, and she didn't want people to see her whole head. I don't know, because of some bullshit Muslim rules. And this is not anti-Muslim. I'm pretty much anti-religion. I think all religions are stupid. Really, I do. I mean, I was raised Catholic, and Jesus, that's a stupid religion. So, for any religion to control your life to that point, it's just ridiculous. Also, as a YouTuber, as at least pure YouTuber, I think it's important to hold on to the old videos because they're a record of history, of how things were. So I have nothing against, you know, Kanadajin becoming a Muslim. It's not that. It's the fact that she's trying to change history a little bit. So I wanted to mention that. I don't really care about her. But you know what does bug me is that I will get comments like, "Why are you hating on her?" Dude, I'm just making a comment, except my comment is on video. So, we video makers get tons and tons of hate comments every day. And if you guys can make comments saying whatever the fuck you want, we can make videos saying whatever the fuck we want. And it's silly for you to think otherwise. Okay? So that's what I wanted to say about Kanadajin3. Joe Rogan experience. So I was watching the Philly DeFranco show. And who I knew back in the day before he even had 100 subs. That's how far he's come. He's very successful. Good for him. Very calculating, I would say. And he's been very successful. So what have I got to say about that? But I don't watch him much. But I've been watching him recently. And then I watched one of his videos about something. And then naturally the YouTube algorithm took me to a Rogaine experience. Joe Rogan, I'm sorry, not Rogaine. The Joe Rogan experience, and he was interviewing Philip DeFranco. And anyway, that's not really important. The important part was he said he will not watch any movie in which the child, if a child has cancer in the movie. And I started thinking about that sentence. And I started thinking, I kind of agree with him. I just think that the director and the writer, they're just trying to pull at your heartstrings. So I think about that. But I also wonder, I have this question. What if you know someone is a real dick, but then you realize later they've had a hard life? So let's go back to some of our subjects this evening, like Kanadajin3 and Tikio Sam, both people who I think are kind of dicks. I also think they probably had a hard life. But I don't think, they're adults now. So the fact that they've had a hard life does not, for me, give them any kind of, amnesty from being dicks, I mean, if you're a dick, you're a dick. Yeah, I'm really sorry if you had a hard life, but if anything, you should try not to be a dick to other people and continue the cycle, break the cycle, So that's all I gotta say about that. But I did have this question in my head, like, what if you knew there was a kid who's a real dick? I mean, a real mean kid, like a bully, and then he got cancer. Like in a movie or in real life, it wouldn't matter. But do you think you could feel sorry for this kid? I think I could. Yeah, that's the kind of person I am. I'm pretty forgiving, even to real dicks. Yeah. Anyway. Harvey Weinstein. Okay, so the last few things I want to talk about, wrap this up. Harvey Weinstein was arrested, so we're going to go through all this shit again. I think it's kind of happened too late. Nobody cares anymore. That's what I think is going to happen. Not much. He might go to jail. I think most people don't give a shit. Spygate. And the reason this is different from Cosby, by the way, is that Cosby was beloved. People loved Cosby. Harvey Weinstein, they barely knew who he was. I mean, most people. Okay. Spygate, LOL. that was my notes to me. Yeah, so Trump, I don't know what to say about Trump and the conspiracy theories and all the bullshit. I will say, though, this is my feeling. Trump is someone who thrashes around a lot. And sometimes he actually hits something. But most of the time, it's a lot of thrashing. And in the end, yeah, I hope some good comes from it. But I really, honestly don't think he deserves much credit for anything. He's basically just thrashing. He just gets lucky sometimes. Yeah. And I don't understand why people think we should give him some leeway. You never give him a chance. Like, he's a fucking billionaire. Or he claims to be. And if he's not, he's a fucking liar. So no, I don't feel any pity for him at all. Last thing I wanted to say. Oh, I talked to, well, this is from Texas. Two things, okay. In Texas, there was a woman who accused her, what's her name? Some woman named Dixon-Cole accused the Texas Department of Public Safety trooper, a cop, Daniel Hubbard, of forcibly groping her during a traffic stop last weekend. She claimed Hubbard repeatedly told her he would let her go in exchange for sex. Turns out the whole thing is false. But there was some, he was a black guy, I don't know who he was, I forgot his name. Oh, what was his name? I forgot his name. Who supported her and said, oh, we've got to, do something about this. And in the end, even he admitted, the lawyer admitted, so what happened was the cop who was accused of sexual impropriety released the chest cams or whatever. And turns out he did nothing wrong. So everyone apologized except her, who's apparently she still insists something bad happened. Even her own lawyer apologized. And the guy who pushed this on Twitter and did a blog about it, he apologized as well. But the question is, and it's an easy question, don't you think people should look into shit before they start accusing people? You can't just hop on someone's bandwagon because they said, oh, he groped me. But I started thinking about also about blacks and whites and this is going to sound bad, but dogs. So there's a case. You often see these videos like this pit bull attack someone, and someone came up to it and thought it was a friendly, and then he got mauled. And I think this is what prejudice is in a way. Like if you know the dog, dogs are like humans. If you know a dog and you trust that dog, you got no problem with that dog, even if the dog looks scary. I used to have a German Shepherd, right? A huge, scary-looking German Shepherd. People were scared of, but I was not because I knew him. Max. Very unimaginative name. I know. I was a kid. And the same thing goes for black people and cops. So when black people see cops, generally speaking, I'm thinking, their only interaction with cops has probably been through internet. So they see a cop and they're like, oh, this cop, it might fuck me up and kill me and choke me out and taser me, So until they get to know that cop, that's going to be their attitude. And people who are prejudiced have the same attitude towards black people. They only see, their films on YouTube and Live Leak, and they get labeled with the N-word and the word ratchet and ghetto. And they think that, that's their initial impression of black people are this way. So until they get to know a black person, that's what they assume is going to happen. Someone's going to act like that, well, like what they've seen so far, which is completely understandable. So, what was the point of that? But people who like this guy who promoted this woman Cole, whatever her name is, Dixon-Cole's story, bullshit story. You know what? I will go this far. I think I understand he made a mistake promoting her story, but it's also a mistake you should pay for. So I think he should pay for it somehow, either with jail time or with money. And that's what I think. That's my 4th laundry video of tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you got something out of it. If you disagree with anything I said, be polite, but leave it in the comments. I don't mind at all. I look forward to your educating me. And I don't say that, I mean, that sounds sarcastic, but it's not. I've often changed my mind thanks to comments that you guys have led in the comment section. So I look forward to those. And that's all for tonight. Good night. Where's the off button? God damn, I can't find it. Where is it? There we go. All right, good night.